here in the wild, where authors are known to be reserved and a little bit scary because they know many ways how to kill a person, because that's what we do in books. During isolation, we found a way to band together, a novelty, if you would, where we can share our work and pass it on to the next author, all in hope that you get a little bit of entertainment and we can socialize once in a while. So I encourage you, come and join us, be one of us, and let's hope that this story makes sense.
You just won't let me in. I want no harm to come to you. I want to protect you and look after you, yet you won't even let me in. I approach you, telling you my truthful intentions, and all you do is back yourself into a corner and run. You avoid me, making me think I've done something wrong, and yet you do not leave my sight, letting your scent linger everywhere. You hide behind your mask as Phantom Wolf. You're a pillar of strength, you're unbreakable, fearless, and yet I know my words struck through to you. I know that young boy you train with affects you. All you want is to be treated like a normal woman, free of judgment, just as Trim, Keeley, Safe, Lady Momiko, and I offer you, and yet it is you who blocks the very thing you wish for. Your lack of trust and insecurities are your curse, not your appearance as a phantom wolf. Kiba was breathing heavily as his words were lifted from his chest. His eyes held mine before frantically searching around the hut as he realized all that he had said, and yet every word was intentional and no ramble of the tongue.
He spread his black wings out and wrapped them around her. The touch of his feathers on her skin was silky smooth, and the colour was black as midnight, but with a rainbow sheen often seen on birds. These feathers reminded her of more of an opal, the way the moonlight hid them. He brushed his lips against her neck. They were feather-light and hungry. She sighed and leaned back into him, leaning her head against his shoulder.
What I found wasn't exactly what I expected. A tall man with brown hair and dark eyes I'd never seen before leaned casually against the kitchen counter under the glow of the moon shining in from the window. He sipped coffee from my favorite mug, and I scowled at that. Not only had he broken in, but he'd helped himself to my favorite coffee mug. For that, he was going to pay.
Rhett woke up on his belly, with the taste of blood in his mouth. Every inch of his skin was hurting, his muscles and joints screaming out in pain every time he moved a fraction. With a groan, he tried to lift his head, giving up after a fresh wave of agony flooded his body. "Don't move, you stupid bastard," a familiar voice said. Against his better judgment, Rhett turned towards Brax. His mouth was dry when he tried to talk, and Brax produced a bottle of Gatorade with a straw sticking out of it. Rhett took a sip and tried again. "B, I'm the one who got his ass handed to him. Why do you look so sick?"
The dunk into the pool was just what the doctor ordered, the temperature somehow perfect. Yvain had hoped it would be cold enough to jolt her brain into some emotional state aside from pissed off, but she didn't relish the idea of a long swim in the Arctic. Why was she so angry? It wasn't as if she'd never been rejected before. She should be used to that, but she wanted so much to believe that Callum wasn't like the other asshats back home. Guess it's a male thing, no matter what planet you're on. So lost in her own head, she didn't realize he was in the water until she heard him call her name. "I don't know if I'm not mad at you anymore." She swallowed hard, listening carefully as he stepped closer. "I do not wish you to be angered, but you must understand." That did it. She spun around to meet his apologetic stare, an unspoken sadness casting shadows in his tourmaline eyes. "No, Callum, I don't have to understand anything. I have no friggin' clue about the rules here. All I trust is what I see from people's actions and what my gut tells me. And I just don't get you sometimes. One moment you're all hot and bothered, and the next you shove me away, spouting all about how you're not worthy. I'm not some princess or anything special, no matter what you may think. I just want... She paused to take a breath and sort out her thoughts as they rocketed through her head. That's when she realized he was naked.
I look back up, and Charlie is smiling now. We wouldn't want you to be bored. That smile sparks something in me. I keep petting Levi to stop myself from grabbing her by the waist and pulling her to me. It's been a pretty quiet day. She points to the engine behind me. I would think in this line of work that would be a good thing. Yes, it's a very good thing. On the other side of it, though, I have to spend the day here at the station with just the guys. I needed a little distraction. So I'm being used, is that what you're telling me? Absolutely. Any complaints? I think I can say this is the first time I don't mind being used. Good. So can I kiss you now? She shakes her head no. I'm sure it's either the shock or the play in my eyes that has her laughing at me. I'm not against begging her if it gives me her lips. Her hand goes to the back of my neck. Her cast digs into my skin a little. I tilt my head back to look up at her. She brings her forehead down against mine. Just a little bit of information for later. You look hotter than hell in this uniform. Even if I didn't know you, I'd have a hard time not wanting to kiss you.